Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel on this happy Sunday. Before we begin, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's get into it. So, this week's team is starring Malakai the Hitmonlee, running Unburden strat. So if you like that, and you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and let's get into our team builder. So as I said before, Hitmonlee is our team captain. Oh my goodness. So Hitmonlee is a Gen 1 stable. You've probably seen it with Bruno. You got it from the house in... oh gosh, what is Sabrina's City? That's where you get it. Sabrina's City in the pre-gym. It's a fighting type, hits very hard with base 120, 87 speed, very spadef at 110. However, it has very mid-lane bulk in HP, defense, and special attack. However, Hitmonlee, I'd argue, is probably more known for being a menace with this Unburden strategy here. So Unburden, to recap, when we use our item or lose our item, our speed goes up. So this 87 speed, 87 times 2, that's about 174 and base speed, and that will outspeed just about everything. We're running Adamant just to get the most power. If we can get Swords Dance plus White Herb close combat strat going on, we will nuke absolutely everything, except we do fall for priority. It's not like we'll take priority moves anyway. But the key here, oh my goodness, my email's going off. But the key is, well, Hitmonlee is more glass cannon than Mian Xiao. Hitmonlee has the speed with the Unburden boost and the nuke ability with the 120, with the sword stance potentially boosting it to do a lot of damage as well. You can argue that we could run... do you get cursed this gen? No, you don't get cursed this gen. A strat that was commonly ran, I believe it was Gen 8, was that Swords Dance was replaced with Curse, but it doesn't get it this gen, so that's why we are running Swords Dance. I was gonna say you can argue and run... oh my goodness, I just replaced the move. What the heck? Yeah, I was gonna say the other common strat was to use Curse plus close combat, because Curse lowers speed. And when you lower speed, the White Herb procs, and now you're hitting at a +1 attack, +1 defense. So it gives Hitmonlee a bit more longevity, but the Swords Dance here gives us immediate +2 to make this 120, 240, and we're hitting a 240 base stat plus a 120 base power move. So that just does more damage, albeit you have to kind of time it right. You can't switch in Hitmonlee too often because it's so frail. Right, but that's why we have Tracer here, which we'll get to in a bit. Hibachi makes a return. Its choice specs: Mag Mortar, Flamethrower, Terra Blast, Grass, Scorching Sands, Thunderbolt. You can argue why not the Psychic Fire coverage, because that is near perfect coverage. But I do believe the Fire Grass coverage makes a little bit more sense here. Also, because when we Terra Grass, we can block ground and water types that we can hit back with Terra Blast Grass, and water types with Thunderbolt. We can also hit the Swamperts and Gastrodons with Terra Grass to knock them out as well. So straightforward set for Hibachi. Hopefully we can run Rough Shot on our team, on the opponent's team, rather not our own team, our opponent's team, because we'll be relying on his firepower to break through walls. Hardox makes a return. Bronzong, you know Bronzong already. Iron Press set, Stealth Bronc, Gyro Ball, Body Press, Iron D. Leftovers Levitate, Max Defense for bulky physical defensive options. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Same exact spread as last time. You guys know it too well at this point. Making a debut is Tracer, the Cyclizar, Shedtail Cyclizar. Now you guys are all probably thinking, well, Shedtail Cyclizar, that is banned in Smogon, that is Ubers. Well, guess what? I'm going to use it because I'm using a Hitmonlee. Gosh dang it. So the key with Tracer, we're not going to do a lot of damage. I mean, these are actually pretty good raw stats across the board. But we're pretty much here to eat as many hits as we can. The stats, I mean, 65 bulk is not that good. We're here to send this in to Shedtail. That is the primary option of Cyclizar. We'll probably use an offensive move if we can rapid spin to get a +1 speed to clear hazards before we Shedtail into Hitmonlee. 9 times out of 10 we will Shedtail into Hitmonlee, but the strat with Cyclizar is to get away hazards if we can get away hazards, and then Shedtail into Hitmonlee. Shedtail allows us to take 1 free hit, and with Regenerator, we can Regenerator, restore health. Shedtail into Hitmonlee, get up the Swords Nest, get up the close combat, get whatever the appropriate move is up, so we can get the Unburden sweep going on here. We can always drop a Draco Meteor, that's our strongest move. U-turn to get the hell out of it, although we can hard switch. So it'll be situational, and we will use U-turn versus hard switching and rapid spin again to clear hazards. So it's a very it's not like our Orthworm or Sceptile. It's not like Orthworm where we have the slower Shed Tail. It's not like Sceptile where we can get the middle of the ground Shed Tail. This is, we're going to get the Shed Tail off 9 times out of 10 first before our opponent. So we kind of got to get the timing right. So that'll be something to play with. Ribrianne is our special defensive wall here. I don't believe it made it. No, I did. This is making a return. Stealth Rock, Moonblast, Wish, Thunder Wave to spread status. So because Hitmonlee is frail, we want to try get the speed tiering right. We want to try lower the opponent's speed as much as possible to get as many opportunities to get close combats off and swords dances off. Rocks will help with Chip in conjunction with Hardox there. Moonblast to do a lot of damage. Wish to restore health. So if you can imagine, we wish into Malakai. That way Malakai can take a hit. If it takes a hit, restore the health on the next turn, get the close combat off, and get a KO. Or get a Swords Dance off before getting a KO. It's going to pop off very hard. So a lot of this is set up for Hitmonlee, if it hasn't been obvious. Last but not least, but making a debut 9 times out of 10 will be our lead, is Lady Nagant, our Inteleon, our shiny Inteleon, running Taunt, Reflect, Light Screen, Snipe Shot. So it's very similar to how we run Serena, except we don't have access to Spinner, but we have Taunt to block Life Scores, Landorus, because we will outspeed them at base 120. This will also counter Grimmsnarl as well, because they'll probably set up Light Screen first, so we can probably go for Taunt and then get our own screens up. Inteleon is very frail. That is the downside of being an Inteleon. You're very frail, so we're not going to be living long with Inteleon there compared to our other screen setters. We could switch out to reserve it. We'll try our best to, but yeah, Inteleon's gonna be very hard. Once the screens go down, the screens will be down. So we have to. This team is gonna be very quick, I guess, with its offensive approach. So here's the team in all of its glory. Let's just go over the team strategy. So we'll lead with Nagant to get up a Reflect and Light Screen. Hopefully by then Inteleon will go down. Then our next strategy would be to, if there's hazards on our field, spin them out with Tracer and Shed Tail into Malakai. However, the plan B would be to, and this will probably happen most times, get our screens up and then try get hazards of our own. We're gonna try weaken the other opponent. Weaken our opponent's team first before we can do the Shed Tail strat, because Hitmonlee is so weak. So progressive Chip, slowing down with Thunder Waves. Hopefully makes way for Magmortar to come in, get some big damage off with flamethrowers, Choice Specs flamethrowers. Then Tracer, Shed Tail, Hitmonlee. So that'll be the plan B, but that'll probably be used most times out of time. Ideally, we want to go screens into Cyclizar, into Hitmonlee. That would be an ideal world. But what I'm finding in testing is that we have to kind of sack our teams in that order to get Malakai in to clean up the match. So in short, this team is struggling with reliability getting the Hitmonlee in. There might be times we just send in Hitmonlee just to do Hitmonlee things. But yeah, that is the team in all of its glory. Wish us luck this week. We're going to need a lot of luck this week to get the team going, working on how we want it to work. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort. Thank you guys again for watching and all the support. I hope you are having a happy Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow in the week when we begin the battles. Until then, have a great day, and bye for now.